Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Katia Antonio and we basically just fool around, do vlogs, talk on this channel. I'm basically like your older sister that gives you unsolicited advice. Unsolicited? Unsolicited? Unsol I give you advice that you didn't ask for. So take it or leave it, you know? I had asked my Instagram story if I should go back to yapping on YouTube, and the majority said yes. So we're bringing it back. And I'm going to be just talking. I'm going to be yapping because that's what I do best. Today, I'm actually going to be talking about how you can find your people in college. College is humongous. College is big. There's everyone here, all different types of people. It's really a place where you learn a lot about yourself, learn a lot about your patterns as a friend in a relationship. You can really, I think college is actually more so about becoming the person that you want to be rather than anything else. It's just a good opportunity to explore yourself, and with that exploration to find your people. And as many of you guys may know, during my freshman year, I had actually lost a friend group. And those people were like the closest friends that I had ever had. They were just everything to me, you know? In high school, I was very much not an outcast, but, being raised in an African household and being like the older daughter, I didn't really have the luxury of being able to like be in school activities or just do things, just hang out with people outside of school. So I kind of had that lack of community for my high school years. And so this friend group actually like just brought a sense of like sisterhood to me that I never felt before. And I'm the type of girl that I get very clingy when it comes to people in my life, especially my friends. So when I have a friendship, I tend to like just be like, "Oh, you're mine. You're never gonna get away from me." Like you're stuck with me forever. Like you chose to be my friend. Like we can't ever not be friends. And I think that's how it should be. People should always try to cling on to the people that they care about, which is like duh. But yeah, this friend group meant a lot to me, and I went through the friendship breakup during my first year of during my first year of college, and it broke me. It broke me. I'm not gonna lie. I was crying. You would have thought that I had just gotten broken up with in a relationship of 10 years, but I'm not gonna lie. Friendship breakups hurt the most. Kelsey said it best. Yeah, that friendship really did break me. To God's grace, I have always been the type to have people around me, and I genuinely think it's a blessing from God because during the time that I was slowly losing my friends due to a reason that I cannot say, but during the time where I was just being iced out and I was just losing my friends right before my eyes, I had like Happy and Eman and Abook. Those are my friends, and they had just been there comforting me. And although I did not know them, it really did help a lot, you know? And I don't know what I would have done. I don't know who I would have ran to if in that time of loneliness I didn't have anyone, you know? And it's actually like, it makes me really grateful that I am lucky in that sense because I know that it's not the same for everybody else. And I know that finding community in college can be so hard considering the fact that you don't really have third spaces and there's not that many things that you can really do to create a friendship here, because I'd say I feel this right now. I have my set friend group, but I think getting myself out there is the hardest part. Making more friends and networking is a bit difficult for me since in high school I have always had the luxury of like automatically making friends with the first person that I see, and then that's my best friend. I've never had to actually be the one reaching out. I've never actually had to go out and try to make friends. So I think for me, the hardest part is that in college, I feel as if me reaching out and trying to make friends is far, far more difficult than anything, because in college, everybody wants friends, but nobody wants to be the first person to speak. That's how it is. So nobody speaks and nobody becomes friends. And it's just, if you already have your friends, you already have your friends. And if you don't, you don't. And I think that's what makes it so much more difficult to find your people. In this day and age, we do have this kind of thing where it's like we, especially in this generation, like we think we're more important than anybody else. And so we don't want to be the one that reaches out. We don't want to seem desperate in trying to make a friend. We don't want to be the one that's constantly asking someone to hang out. But in reality, that's how you make friends. That is how friendships are started. Although I'm saying this, I'm actually making also these videos also to take my own advice, because it's not that I think that I'm better than anyone else. It's that the fear and anxiety can get to be so much to the point where I don't say anything at all, because there's people that I see around and I'm like, your fashion sense is so cool, we would probably get along. Or, oh my gosh, you're interested in the same thing that I am in, like, let's be friends. But something in the air makes me want to just be so freaking scared, because I'm like, oh, what if this person doesn't like me? What if they think I'm trying too hard? But you can't gain anything. You can't win without failing, you know? You can't win a beautiful friendship if you're too scared to even talk to anyone. You're too scared to compliment that person. You know, you have to be willing and brave enough to make the first move. This comes with anything. You can't just gain something and never have tried. You can't achieve something and you don't want to try at it. That doesn't work. You can't expect to have friends and you're waiting here in your room forever and you're waiting for friends to knock at your door. All of a sudden you're wondering, oh, nobody wants to be friends with me. But when you go out, you have your headphones in, you're antisocial, you're looking into your phone, you're not even looking around, you don't even care to compliment anyone else, and you go straight home. And let me tell you something, if you feel like you're being attacked, I'm sorry, but I'm only saying this because I'm the same too. And in high school, I realized that I used to be very outgoing. I used to be very much blah, blah, blah. Like if I had something to say, I would come tap you on the shoulder. Oh my gosh, I like you. Let's be friends. And not gonna lie, I think in this day and age, we need to take examples from children. How do two children become friends? You see kids playing at a playground and one will go up to each other. Oh, I like your shoes. Oh, I like your shoes too. I like you. Let's be friends. You know, whatever happened to that? What happened to directly admitting that you want to be friends with someone? What happened to being open to someone being friends with you? Because I think college has also made me very antisocial, and it's really hard because I'm very much a people person, and I just don't know why I found myself being so irritable when people try to get close to me. And I think there's other factors in that as well, because I do social media. So it's also the thing of me having my guard up, because I'm like, what if this person just wants to be my friend because I have so and so followers on social media? Or what if this person only wants to be my friend because they want to look cool? I think that anxiety has also been a reason why I have not been able to reach out and make friends, or the reason that I've been putting a wall up when it comes to people trying to get close to me. And it's something that I really tried hard to get better at, and something that I'm still trying to learn to get better at, because I do want to talk to everyone and I do really want to have multiple friendships and just have community, because I'm very much a community person. One of these things that I had to realize about myself is that I can't be, as I'm cooped up, I say this as I'm cooped up in the house right now, but I can't be cooped up in the house not wanting to go out, not wanting to speak to people, because I can't be treating everyone like they're going to disappoint me, because I don't know. If I want to be friends with someone, I have to allow them to be my friend, you know? And it's kind of weird because I have this thing where in my friendships that have come to me first by God's grace, they have always pushed the barrier with me, you know? They've really proven that they want to be my friend, whether it's continuously asking me to hang out, whether it's just, oh my gosh, Kat, come to this. Oh my gosh, Kat, I thought of you, or it's texting me, but I'm never the one to do that. And so it's also the taking the look inside and also realizing that, hey, I need to put in the same effort if I want to be friends with someone. I need to put in the same effort if I want to maintain my friendships, you know? If you're like me, really do fight through that anxiety barrier that is just telling you, oh my gosh, I can't trust people. People are always going to stab me in the back. Because I have been in a friendship where I lost my closest friends, you know? I could have easily said, oh, the next group is going to do me just as bad. Oh, I don't ever want to be best friends with someone again because they're just going to take everything and use it against me. But the friendship that I have now is beautiful. So if I had had that guard up, I would have never been open to being friends with Happy, being friends with all these amazing people in my life. And it's just a thing of like, I think we get so caught up in ourselves and just our own trust issues and our own problems that we forget that we need community, we need friendships. My friends are like family to me, and I care for them on such a deep level, and I don't know what I would have done this throughout these years in college without them. And they really do say that you find your people in college, because I see myself being forever friends with these people. And if I knew that like getting them would take work, if they hadn't come so easy to me, I would do whatever it takes to be friends with these people. That's how much I love them. So if you find yourself being in this little huddle, being in this little space bubble where you just feel like you're so scared, don't think about the negative outcome. Think about the possibility of a beautiful friendship that you could have with someone that could offer you so much, you know? It could offer you enlightenment, joy, just all the things that friendship has to offer. Because I think we are also have this thing where we think we know everyone and we have this prejudgment of what a person's gonna be like, but people prove us wrong. The thing is, social media tries to generalize everyone so bad. This type of person, this performative male, this. So we're walking around and we're judging people. We're looking at this person, we're like, oh, he wears this, so he must be bougie. I'm not gonna be friends with him. We're kind of programmed to prejudge people, which makes us not want to be friends with them. But go back to that kindergarten mindset. You don't care about what type of shoes the other kid is wearing. You don't care about, oh, their smile is weird. Oh, da da da. You just, if you want to be friends with them, just say it, you know? If you're struggling to find people to connect with, if you're struggling to make friends, you really need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to step out of your comfort zone. Compliment at least 3 people a day. Start a conversation, you know? I'd heard this advice that when you're having a conversation with someone, I think another problem is also the fact that we've lost the ability to communicate with each other effectively. We don't really talk to each other to get to know each other. We try to talk to each other to collect information or talk about ourselves. The basic communication nowadays is, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? What's your name? My name's Kat. Oh, hi, Kat. My name's so-and-so. How old are you? Da-da-da. And it's just a thing. Break that pattern, you know? Just make conversations more fun again. Find things that you have in common, you know? Talk about things that you have in common. Talk about something random. Talk about something that happened with your day. Break that little, like, automatic response that we have as human beings to one another and just connect with the other person. Try to get to know them. And I'm not saying that every single person that you talk to is going to be your friend, you know, but friendship is worth trying. Friendship is worth trying. You have to talk to other people. Go outside of your comfort zone. You have to take new paths in your life. One day you should take a spontaneous walk. Go to a new cafe. Talk to someone there. You should indulge in your interests again. You have all this time in college. You have all this free time outside of studying. Indulge in things that you like to do. If you don't know where to go to look for friends, literally sit down, get a journal, write all the things that you like to do. If you are into art, write art. If you like playing basketball, write basketball, you know? And find community of the things that you like. Find a place where, oh my gosh, this group hosts basketball games every single week. Let me go to that. Let me go watch that. Let me join that club. And you'll meet people that are like you, which makes it easier to talk to because you guys already have something in common. You really have to reach outside of your shell. Remember that life rewards you when you're also thinking about others. You cannot be too stuck up in yourself and in your own life and too worried about your own anxiety that you're really blocking your blessing. Look outside of yourself and really think about the benefits of the future friendships that you're about to have rather than the anxiety of being rejected. Because I'm not gonna lie, in this life we all get rejected, and I see so many of you guys like tell me that I'm so lucky to have a best friend, and like you guys admire me and have these friendships so much, and I would want the same for you guys. And I really do think that friendships are such a gift, and they're worth the hard work. They're worth all the little things, and I want you guys to have beautiful friendships, and I want you guys to have people around you that uplift you even when you do something small. I want you guys to have beautiful friendships that make you guys better people. And so remember to just step outside your box. Remember that there's more to life than just yourself. And there's also nothing wrong with wanting to be by yourself. There's also nothing wrong if you choose not to have friends, you know? It's just, that's my advice that I would give to someone that was struggling in this area. And it was really nice talking to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.